Hey, what's going on, everyone? How you guys doing today? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is $3 Theater. And I remember when I first heard that Netflix was going to be taking things to the online world and that it was going to be coming to the Xbox 360 in 2007. And I have been for 12 years now a subscriber of the online streaming world of Netflix. And it's not something I intend on giving up. It's not something I intend on walking away from because I'm not going to lie. I love Netflix. I love the content they produce. And I like the fact that they exist. And I like the fact that they've shaken the filmmaking world to its utter core. That's not to say, though, that they don't have their own set of problems. They don't have their own issues that need to be worked out. And this one here, I have to kind of admit, is pretty damn funny. So according to the law here, according to a court order, Netflix now has to stop poaching Fox employees. Now, the way I view it, and I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a person who is well versed in legalese. I don't know much. Simply giving my 2 cents, my hot take. It's what I do here. I think I don't know. I mean, Fox is kind of a shell of its former self. It's mostly gone anyway. It's just now absorbed into Disney. So what do they care? Anyway, it says here that a judge on Monday indicated that he will forbid Netflix from poaching employees from Fox following more than 3 years worth of litigation. In the tentative ruling, Judge Mark Gross granted Fox's request for an injunction against Netflix. The ruling is expected to come final in the next few days, though Netflix is expected to appeal. Now, the suit filed in 2016 accuses the streamer of inducing two employees to break their fixed-term contracts. Netflix countersued, arguing that Fox, now owned by Disney, forced its employees to sign unconscionable agreements that ought to be declared invalid. And again, don't know what these agreements are, haven't seen them. But in LA, man, they will sign you to some stuff. They will sign you to some contracts in LA that are very much beneficial to the company, not to the person. There's one reason why you have Hollywood assistants right now up in arms over the fact that in many cases they don't get paid a living wage, or they don't get paid anywhere near their value, which based on my experience with assistants, yeah, that's entirely true. Now, the judge here ruled in Fox's favor on the latter question back in June, finding that Fox's contracts with the two employees, Marcos Waltenberg and Tara Flynn, were valid and that Netflix had improperly interfered with them. Fox argued at the time that Netflix had continued to poach employees since the suit was filed and asked for an injunction. Again, did this impact Fox at all? They were purchased by Disney. These people might have already been fired as a result of that purchase, considering 4,000 people were estimated to lose their jobs in that particular transaction. Now, after further deliberation, Gross ruled in favor of Fox again on Monday. He reiterated that Netflix does not have a standing to contest the validity of Fox's contracts and granted the request for an injunction, saying here, Netflix shall not solicit employees who are subject to valid fixed-term employment agreements with Fox or induce such employees to breach their valid fixed-term employment agreements with Fox. Well, I mean, if they choose to leave, if they choose to break that contract, isn't that up to the person themselves? I mean, isn't there any kind of responsibility here on the person who signed the agreement and then wanted out? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It kind of feels like there's a little bit of personal responsibility here that's not being looked at. But I also don't care if a person wants to get out of their contract with a company and go work for someplace else. People have to follow their own way. I guess it really depends on what they were doing. I don't know the full details, so I'll be clear on that. Now, Fox had sought just a $1 fee in damages, but Gross found, in keeping with this prior ruling, that there is not enough evidence to establish damages. That issue, he said, would have to be left to a jury to decide. Though a trial is scheduled for January, it is doubtful things will go that far, as Fox, having made its point, seems unlikely to pursue a jury trial to recover $1. That's pretty accurate. Anyway, and Netflix here is likely to take the case to the Second Circuit Court of Appeal, leaving the fundamental issue unsettled for now. But but they say here, and this is what they say. As Judge Gross wrote, Fox failed to prove it was hurt in any way when two executives decided to exercise their right to go to Netflix. Fox's legal contracts force employees to remain trapped in jobs they no longer wish to do and at salaries far below market rate. We will continue to fight to make sure that people who work in the entertainment industry have the same rights as virtually every other Californian and can make their own choices about where they work. And that is such a fascinating thing, isn't it? Because Netflix is in a weird, again, kind of in a precarious state. If you've been following anything to do with them right now, they're currently embroiled in a battle with Disney over the streaming wars. And there was that expected 15% drop off. But people are finding a way to make it work between the two streaming services, predominantly, I think, because the price of Disney Plus is so inexpensive. That being said, I mean, I would kind of argue that Netflix maybe want to focus on getting better content rather than maybe poaching Fox employees. But if Fox failed to show any damages, and it's not like executives in the entertainment industry are too hard to find. You know, you throw a stone in literally any direction, and you're going to hit an out of work actor, an out of work producer, and an out of work executive, or an executive who's looking to move up in the world. Executives switch jobs constantly. They move constantly between positions. How many times do you hear about that? Do you read the trades and see this person is stepping down from this executive position to go to this other company over here? Now, granted, their contracts probably aren't being argued at this point. But if there was better pay at Netflix, then by all means, go to Netflix, man. I don't really care about that. If there's no damage done to the company, right? If there's if you know, there's an exit agreement that they have within the contract, and again, I don't know. I'm speculating, I'm spitballing. And there's probably a lot here that I don't know, but I just find the idea to be, you know, to be more of just a statement rather than anything else, right? Seeking $1 in damages from Netflix in order to make their point of to stop poaching employees. But how about during the time Netflix was poaching people away, the idea of Disney buying Fox was on the horizon? That's been going on for a while. We've known that since the end of 2017. It's been 2 years now. The deal was made official a couple months ago. People knew that there was going to be a job loss of upwards of 4,000 people, as I previously mentioned. So why not be looking to jump out? Why attach yourself to what could be considered a sinking ship position at a company you don't want to work for anymore? And then you find a way to get the hell out. And so you go to greener pastures. I just think, I don't know. I think it's petty on both companies' part, to be honest with you. But I completely understand why the employee did it. Why the employees decided to bail out. I get it. And I'm on their side. I do think that in this particular situation that they are overlooking their own personal responsibility within this matter. And don't get me wrong, your actions have consequences in this world. Even if I support them, there's still going to be consequences, right? Obviously. But this is kind of a non-issue, and it just feels like Fox being kind of petty more. But then Netflix maybe got a little bit ballsy and decided to start poaching more people. But now that they've been ordered to stop, it's going to be interesting to see what happens next. Because Netflix is going to outlast most of these companies. People are okay with spending the $15 a month. 65 million people in America have Netflix accounts. They're not hurting at all. Period. Point blank. They're not hurting. And they're only going to grow. Even with Disney on the horizon, they're still going to grow. And that's where they are right now. So this is more for show, I think, than anything else. But as always, I leave it to you, your thoughts, your opinions. Let me know down in the comments below. Do you think that that Netflix should stop poaching people, or that Netflix is in the right for trying to offer someone a better job? These are things I leave to you. Please write your comments down. Smash that like. Let's try to get to 200. I think we can do 200. And if you haven't already, please subscribe, hit that notification bell. I'll talk to you all later. Have yourself a fantastic day. Thank you for watching, and peace out. This video is supported by patrons like you. If you'd like to become a patron, please head over to patreon.com/Matt Jarbo.